Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive deep with me again.
Always ready to explore these fascinating topics.
This time, we're tackling karma and rebirth, specifically how they're described in the Vedas and Upanishads.
Sounds like a journey through lifetimes.
Exactly. And to guide us, we're turning to a lecture by Dr. Surendra called Karma and Rebirth, the Vedic Understanding of Cause and Effect.
Oh, I've heard good things about Dr. Surendra's work. He really gets to the heart of these ancient ideas.
He does, and what's so intriguing is how he traces these concepts back to their roots. He starts with the Vedas, specifically the Rigveda and Yajurveda.
Ah, the foundation of Vedic thought.
Yeah, and in these early texts, the concept of karma is mostly about ritualistic actions.
Makes sense. The Vedic seers were really big on maintaining cosmic order, what they called Rita.
Right, so performing rituals correctly was key to upholding that balance.
It's fascinating how even in those early stages, they understood that actions have consequences. Like you had to get the steps right or else.
Exactly. It wasn't just about burnt offerings. It was about keeping the universe in harmony.
Dr. Surendra even highlights this early understanding with a quote from the Rigveda. As you sow, so shall you reap. The deeds you perform will return to you in due course.
It really sets the stage for how the Upanishads will expand on this whole idea.
So we're moving from the ritualistic to the philosophical.
Yeah, as we shift to the Upanishads, karma becomes less about rituals and more about the moral and spiritual consequences of all our actions.
All actions, wow. And do those consequences extend beyond this lifetime?
That's what they argue. The Upanishads suggest that these consequences ripple across lifetimes, shaping not only this life, but potentially future ones.
Okay, so it's not just cause and effect in this moment, but across multiple moments, multiple lives even.
Precisely. The Upanishads emphasize that your actions literally shape who you become across multiple lifetimes. There's this line from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that really captures this. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam. As one acts, as one conducts oneself, so does one become.
That's powerful. It makes you think about the long-term impact of everything you do.
It does. And Dr. Surendra takes it even further. He delves into these three types of karma described in the Upanishads.
Three types. Okay, I'm all ears.
So first we have Sanchita karma, which is all those actions from past lives that haven't played out yet. It's like this karmic storehouse.
Like a karmic savings account waiting to mature.
I like that. Then there's Prarabdha karma, which is the karma playing out in this life, shaping our current experiences.
Ah, okay. So that's the portion of our karmic savings we're spending in this lifetime.
Exactly. And finally, we have Agami karma. This is the one where the actions we're taking right now will influence future lives.
So that's the karmic investment we're making for the future.
You got it. This three-part system of karma is pretty mind-blowing, don't you think? And it all ties into the cycle of rebirth, what's known as samsara.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see how it all connects. Makes you wonder, could some of the things we're experiencing right now be rooted in actions from a past life?
It's a question that definitely makes you pause and reflect.
It does.
And we'll dive more into that idea of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, in the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned. So we're diving headfirst into samsara, that cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
It's a big concept. Can be a bit overwhelming at first. All those lifetimes.
It is a grand concept, but Dr. Surendra does a great job of making it understandable. He connects it directly to, you guessed it, karma.
Right, because samsara isn't just random. It's
guided by those karmic consequences, playing out across multiple lifetimes.
each life is like a chapter, right? In this much larger story.
I like that, each chapter influenced by the choices we made in the ones before.
Okay, I'm following so far.
To illustrate this, Dr. Surendra brings up this really vivid analogy from the Katha Upanishad.
Hit me with it. I love a good analogy.
It compares the soul's journey to, get this, a caterpillar.
A caterpillar. All right, let's hear it.
It says, like a caterpillar that moves from one blade of grass to another, so does the soul move from one body to another, shaped by its past deeds.
Wow, that's pretty profound when you think about it.
It is, right. And it uses such simple imagery. Makes it easier to grasp.
It does. So where's the caterpillar, the soul, headed on this karmic journey?
Well, according to the Upanishads, there are different realms of existence.
Okay, different destinations.
Yeah, and our actions can lead us to be reborn in higher or lower realms.
So I'm guessing acting with, like, righteousness and compassion
Could lead you to a more blissful state of existence in the next life.
makes sense. But then Flip side, actions that are driven by negativity.
Could lead to rebirth in a realm with more suffering.
Wow, that really highlights how important our choices are. Adds a whole new meaning to living ethically.
It does. Dr. Surendra emphasizes how our actions have these repercussions that go way beyond what we might realize in the moment.
But being trapped in samsara, always being reborn based on what you did before, it feels kind of daunting. Like, is there even a way out?
That's a really valid point, and it can feel a bit hopeless. But Dr. Surendra says the Upanishads do offer a path to break free.
Oh, there's hope.
There is. It's called Moksha, liberation from that cycle of birth and death.
Okay, moksha, liberation. How do we get there?
Well, according to Dr. Surendra, there are multiple paths. Each offers a way to transcend the effects of karma.
Multiple paths. I like options. What are we talking about here?
One path is through jnana, which is the pursuit of self-knowledge, wisdom.
So you break free by understanding the true nature of reality, the self.
Yeah. Another path is bhakti, the path of devotion.
Devotion to
the divine. Through complete surrender and devotion, one can transcend the ego, all its attachments.
Interesting. What else?
There's karma yoga, the path of selfless action.
Wait, karma yoga? I thought we were trying to escape karma.
We are. But karma yoga is about acting in accordance with your dharma, your duty, without being attached to the results.
Ah, I see. Doing the right thing because it's the right thing.
Exactly. And that's where nishkama karma comes in.
Nishkama karma. Gotta love these Sanskrit terms. Break that down for me.
Dr. Surendra quotes Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, "Perform your duty without attachment to the fruits of action. Such selfless action leads to liberation."
Detach from the outcome. It's a hard thing to do.
It is, but it's about freeing ourselves from those karmic chains that keep us bound to samsara.
But how do we actually do that? I mean, in daily life.
That's the real question, isn't it?
It is.
Dr. Surendra says it's a practice, refining our intentions and motivations. It's about self-reflection and mindfulness.
Sounds like meditation might be helpful here.
It can be. He suggests things like meditation, self-inquiry. These can help us see past the illusion of separateness, realize our true nature.
So by becoming more aware of ourselves, our connection to everything, we can loosen the grip of karma, move toward liberation.
That's the idea. But Dr. Surendra's clear. It's not passive. It takes effort, willingness to examine why we do what we do and align our actions with our values.
We're not just waiting around. We're actively shaping our karmic path.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole discussion so empowering.
Totally agree. It's about realizing we have agency. Even within this big framework of karma and rebirth, it's not just feet.
Right. But that brings us to a question Dr. Surendra poses. How do we apply these ancient teachings to our modern lives?
Yeah. How does understanding karma and rebirth help us navigate today's world?
It's a big question, and one we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? How can we apply this ancient wisdom to modern life?
Well, Dr. Surendra suggests it gives us a really strong ethical framework.
I can see that. If we believe our actions have these long-term consequences, even across lifetimes, it changes how we make decisions.
Right. It's like suddenly every choice matters so much more.
Exactly. Dr. Surendra points out how this encourages greater responsibility. It's not just about the immediate impact, but the ripple effects.
Like we're all part of this intricate web of cause and effect.
Yeah, each choice, big or small, contributes to the larger tapestry.
And that awareness, as Dr. Surendra says, can inspire us to strive for righteousness, Dharma.
Aligning our actions with our highest values.
Knowing they're shaping not just this life, but maybe even ones beyond.
And it's not just about avoiding negative actions either.
Oh, right. Dr. Surendra talks about actively cultivating positive qualities, too. Compassion, kindness, generosity.
Those actions, they generate positive karma that spreads outward. Benefits us and everyone around us.
It's a beautiful thing when you think about it, that ripple effect.
It is. And here's where rebirth brings in a unique perspective.
Okay, how so?
Dr. Surendra reminds us life isn't a one-time event. It's this ongoing journey of spiritual evolution.
So even if we mess up in this life,
Yeah.
accumulate some negative karma,
We have the opportunity to learn and grow in future lifetimes. Course correct, you could say.
it gives us hope. A chance to keep striving, keep evolving, until we reach liberation, Moksha.
Exactly. Rebirth offers that sense of possibility.
Reminds us we're all works in progress on this path of self-discovery.
And that path, even when it's challenging, it's ultimately filled with meaning and purpose. Dr. Surendra leaves us with a really powerful question to ponder.
Let's hear it.
He asks, If you truly believe that your actions today could influence your future lives, how would it change the way you live?
Wow. That's something to think about.
It is. Makes you think about the legacy we're creating, not just now, but across lifetimes.
Definitely makes you pause.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into karma and rebirth, remember, this is just the beginning.
Right. There's always more to learn, to explore.
Exactly. Vedic philosophy is full of wisdom waiting to be uncovered. So keep seeking, keep questioning, keep diving deeper. You never know what you might find. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Until next time, may your path be filled with purpose, wisdom, and the liberating power of self-awareness.